types. So today we are about to discuss inbuilt functions of data types and the if else function. So for this inbuilt function of data types, which hardly takes 40 to 50 minutes, then I will give you 15 minutes gap. Then we will start with our if else problem. Okay, let's we start from our list x equal. I am just creating one list. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just created this four function within this DAR of list. So when we are just giving DAR of list, here we have something from append to sort. So now we are going to start with this thing. So x dot append. So now what I am going to okay. So before I am starting with this, I want to explain you something, guys. So this is a very important thing in Python. So it's a kind of basic trick in Python to get more beneficial with Python. We need to go ahead with a lot of stuff. See, when you are choosing any Python variable name or any Python data type or any Python library or any Python module, whatever you want to take it, see, Python will starts with your some inbuilt function. Okay. So whatever you are planning to deal with, Python will give you the inbuilt function. So if you want to deal some advanced level in list, you need to check the inbuilt function. And you need to try everything with the part of only inbuilt function. Apart from inbuilt function, if you are trying something, then you will get an attribute error. So the basic syntax of inbuilt function is, first we need to give the variable name or module. So module we will be discussing in our upcoming session. So here variable name is x, module we didn't start to discuss, dot built-in function. So here built-in function which I meant is, that's nothing but this append, clear, copy, extend, this all your built-in function. So we need to give this open bracket, close bracket as is mandatory to call any function. We need to give a open bracket, close bracket. Okay. So inside this, okay, this is a basic syntax. We need to give the variable name dot built-in function, then open bracket, close bracket. This is a basic syntax. Now here, what we are going to do here is we need to pass arguments if it's mandatory. So some built-in function will accept arguments, some inbuilt function it won't accept arguments, some inbuilt function arguments is an optional one. So as you guys are starting with these things, we need to refer the arguments only from the documentation when you are going for the advanced level. Okay. So as of now, for the list, dictionary, tuple, everything, I will be just going to explain. So this is a basic stuff to handle with your built-in functions. Whatever import you are giving or whatever library you are going to handle, you will get set of inbuilt function. You guys needs to know the method to handle the inbuilt function. So if you know the particular inbuilt functions about the particular inbuilt functions of the particular variable or particular library, then you are expert in that library. So this is a Python basic trick. So if you follow the same thing with all the libraries, you can able to learn almost all the modules except Django. Django is totally different from these things. So that's we will discuss it later. So as of now, this is a basic structure to handle this. Okay. Now what I'm going to given here is x. So x is nothing but our variable name, and then append. I'm just starting with append. So variable name, built-in function. So now I need to give a argument. See here, if I am giving one, here one thing is the values which you are going to pass inside function, which is known as arguments. Okay. So now here I am going to give one complete list. So x, see the output. The complete list is added in the end of your list. So now here I'm getting the same thing. I am giving 4. Okay, 3. So now if I am giving a one more letter or one more value something, append takes only one argument, 2 given. So append takes only one argument. Either you can give only one letter or you can able to give one sequence. Even though you can able to give a dictionary or a tuple here. But either you need to give one sequence, else you need to give only one value. So it will add in the end. It won't take more than one argument to inside this. So that's a very important thing. So whatever you added here, it will be extracted and it will be added in the end of your list data type. So this is what append is. So whatever you just given inside the bracket, it will exactly add in one index position. See, one is one index, 0, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The complete list is a fifth index position. So this is what your append is. The same, if I am here giving extend, it will extract the sequence and it will add in the list. See, append output is looks like this and extend output is looks like this. It will extract. So it will iterate. Iterate means it will extract from the list and it will add in the end. That's what your extend is, and this is what your append is. So any doubt in this?
Append and extend are looking as same, ma'am.
Sorry?
Extend and append function
Okay.
looking as same.
Looking same?
Yes, ma'am. So
Looking
just
same means
adding the
how you are explaining, ma'am?
like append, if you are adding some if you are giving some number, it is adding at the end. Append extend is also doing the same function.
No,
If
exactly
you are
not.
giving 1,
See,
2, 3, 4.
append is actually adding the complete sequence in a one index. Extend is extracting and adding in a different index. Index position is everything in Python.
Okay.
See, the complete list is one index. So you can't able to access this 1, 2, 3, 4 separately. This is a nested list now. But this 1, 2, 3, 4 is not a list, right? This all are different indexes. That's what I'm explaining right now.
Ma'am,
Okay.
Yeah, Priya.
in index we can add any numbers, right? Here we added 4 and we can add any numbers, and but in brackets we can only add one or only one. That are we are
That
saying
is for append.
that okay. In index we can add any numbers, right? 4, 5.
No. In extend, we need to give a only sequence. The sequence will be extracted and add in the end.
No, no. In append we have to give only one number.
Yes.
But in extend in index, we can give any numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, more numbers, more than 4 numbers or more than any number. One number we can give, right?
Guys, you guys needs to understand the difference between sequence and a separate number.
Okay.
Sequence is different, separate number is different. See, this 3 is a separate number. When I am giving inside the list, that is a sequence. So this is a list data type. When I added this in append, this complete list is comes in a one index position. But when I am just adding the same list, so we need to give some sequence here. That's what I am mentioning. Here you need to give the sequence. The sequence may be a list or tuple or a dictionary.
Okay.
I am not asking you guys to give us separate numbers. Once you give the sequence here, extend will iterate and it will add everything in a different index position. But append will add the complete sequence as a one index position here.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah, okay, clear.
So we have to give sequence in both append and extend, ma'am. We cannot give one single number in extend or either
Maybe
in
here I
append.
given the single number, right?
In extend,
In extend, you need to give, extend a concept is iteration. So you need to give some sequence. So it will extract the sequence.
okay.
In append, when you are just giving only, you can able to give only one value, not more than one value. That one value, it may be a list, it may be a tuple, or it may be a single digit. Because append will go and add the complete set in the last. Extend is going to iterate the things. Iterating means it's going to extract and adding in the end. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
So now I am just going to start with this index. So when it comes to index, I want to know the index position of this 4. See, I'm repeating. I want to know the index position of 4. So x index of 4. So when I am just giving this, Python is an interpreter, right? It will start from 0 and it will comes to know 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So 3 is the index position of 4, correct? So it will get what is the index position of 4. So now if I am giving x of 4, what will be my output?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The nested list. The list which is inside the sequence, we will get completely. So now if I want to access some element inside this list, that is nothing but a nested list, I need to give a 0. So from the 4th index, the 0th index I can able to get. So this is the appended value. But when I am just going ahead with this part, this is all extended value. So now what I can able to give is, okay, see if I am giving a x dot index of 3, so it will give 2. 2 is an index position of 3. Now here, I want to know the second 3 index values. I want to know the index value of this one. So now what I can able to give is, I can give 3. So 3 means starting index position. This is a value and this is an index positions. So 3. So now I am getting a 5. And this is nothing but after 3, in which position 3 is available. So it's an index position and this is a value to get it. So now I want to know 5 is there. Now I want to know this 3 index position. So now what I can go is, I can give a 5 here. So I will get 5. Okay, I given a 5, so I got a 5. Instead of 5, we need to give a 6. So 8 is the index position of this 3. So you guys now understand the exact difference between extend and append and index. This is a nested list. Any doubt? Shall I move to next?
Yeah, okay.
Jayanti, you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we cleared on append and here we cleared on extend and you guys clear on this index. Now we'll go for a insert. The reason I am taking like this all related to each other. So that's the reason I am taking these things first. So, you know, append and extend, which is used to add in the end, insert, which is used to insert in the particular index position. You can able to add only one index position at a time. So now what is your list sequence? So you, sorry, X, you have, this is your list sequence, right? So now what I'm going to do here is X dot insert. I'm going to insert 1 comma Python. So in the first index position, the Python string will be gets added. Is it clear? Okay, any other doubt, guys? Append, extend, index, insert. Any other doubts for you guys? Great. So I think we are now good with this 4 index of, sorry, 4 inbuilt function. Now what we will do is, okay guys, let's we go for the pop and remove together. Okay, first I will explain about pop. So, sorry guys, first we will go with the copy. Here we have a two kind of stuff, deep copy and shallow copy. Any idea about this deep and shallow copy?
No.
Okay. See, deep copy means, let's you guys assume Control C and you are just pasting into some other drive, Control V. So this is what your deep copy is. Shallow copy means you are having the same file name in the same folder. So this is what your shallow copy. Our system, it won't allow shallow copy. That's the reason we are getting our what is this called? The file name is already exists, those kind of things. But programming language allows shallow copy. I will explain what is this deep copy and shallow copy in depth now. I want to make a copy of x to y. Okay, I want to create a one more variable y and I want to make the copy of x. So what I'm doing is y equal to x. So now x value and y value are same. Okay, now z equal to x dot copy. So x copy is nothing but the inbuilt function of our list data type. Here we having. Okay, now I just given this x dot copy. So now what it will do is it also having the same thing. So now I am telling you this is a shallow copy and this is a deep copy. How it is? I will explain this now. Let's we go for a ID of x and the ID of y and the ID of z. So when you are having this thing, see here you have x and y are in the same memory location now, and z is in a different memory location. So z is your deep copy and xy is your shallow copy. Now I will give you one more example. Delete x minus 1. Here I am just using an index position to remove. So delete x minus 1 means what it will do is it will delete the last value from the sequence, correct? So now see the last value is removed. The same thing will be removed in y as well, because here you have the same memory location. So this is one memory location, just assume. Here you have a x and here you have a y. Z is in a different memory location. So the changes which you are making in X will affect Y, but this thing it won't affect Z. The changes which you are making in Z, it won't affect any of this. So this method, this X and Y is known as a shallow copy. Z is known as a deep copy. So kindly aware of this thing. So yeah, so the changes in X is affecting Y and Y will affect X. But if I am just removing something from Z, I am using pop. Pop means by default it will remove the, okay, if I am going with the pop it will be little confused. I first to go with the remove. So in a remove you can give a value to remove. Okay, so I am repeating, in remove we need to give a value. So now which value I want to remove? For example, I want to remove Python. So from Z, the Python will get removed. So you will be getting only the list data type, the only numbers. So, but in X and Y, we will having a Python. So now this is your deep copy. Now I want to go for a pop. Pop means it will remove one. If I am not giving anything in this bracket, it will remove the last element. By default, pop will remove last element. 3 is removed now. So X value, the 3 is removed, Y value 3 is removed, Z value 3 is not removed. So here we having this 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in your x dot pop, we can able to give a index position to remove. So let me give this index position. What is this index position? I think 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Correct. I am giving a 5. So the fifth index position from x and y got removed. So x we don't have a nested list and y also we don't have a nested list. So pop, which is used to remove based on index position, if you are not giving anything, it will by default it remove the last element. Remove, which is used to remove your what is this called, value. Based on the value, it's going to remove the things. So this is what your pop and that is what your remove is. So any doubt in between this, guys?
Why it's popping out the last element, ma'am?
Sorry, ma'am.
why it's popping out the last element if
That
we
is
are
the
giving?
syntax, ma'am.
No, ma'am. How it's popping out the last element?
That's what pop function is exactly. If you are not giving any element here, it will remove by default last element. You understand?
Okay, ma'am.
This is a pop function. It will remove, if you are not giving any argument here, it will remove the last element.
Okay, ma'am.
If you are giving something here, that it will remove the index position. This is what pop function is.
Okay, clear.
So Priya, do you have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So what is remaining here? We have a reverse and a sort, and then what is remaining? I think count. I guess clear. Okay, the remaining everything is completed. Append, extend, index, insert, pop, remove. Okay, let's we go for the reverse sort and clear count. Okay, I want to know how many 2 is available in my X. So for that perspective, X dot count, I want to give 2. So how many 2 is there? We have a 2 2s. So Z we have Z dot count. How many 2 is there in Z?
Twos.
Sorry?
2,
Twos.
1.
Exactly. It won't count the 2 from this index position. Because it is the complete index position only it will consider. So this 2 is in one index position and this 2 is in one index position. So it will give one, it will consider only this 2s. It won't consider from this thing. This is what count is. Let me apply reverse in X. I will get the error now. Okay, it's not applied. Okay, for sort only we'll get error. Reverse. So X is 1, Python 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like this we are having it, right? So after I apply the reverse, see it will comes with, it just to reverse the order. So that's what your reverse is. The next thing is sort. Now I will get the error because we can't able to apply the greater than less than in between two string and the integer. Here we have a string and here we are having an integer as well. So for that perspective, let me remove the last element -2. So Python will be removed now. So now I will be applying my pop. Oh shit. Sorry, I need to apply sort, right?
Yes. First sort X.
It will add it will just give in the order. Small value to larger value like this. So you guys understand the reverse, it's just reversing the order. Sort, it's just sorting out. So the next stuff is, I think clear, right? Clear, which is going to clear the list and you will be getting a empty list. See, when you are going ahead with the real time, you will definitely going to use all these things. So append, clear, copy, count, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. So, okay, when you are going to get some particular paragraph from one document and you want to add the particular document in another document, we used to go ahead with the append. Okay, so you have two documents. You want to copy one paragraph from one document to another document. We used to go ahead for append because append is not going to iterate anything. So it will just get the complete sequence and it will add in the end as a one index. So we will prefer append. If you are going to handle your database, okay, you have a two database, you want to get the second database and you want to merge with the first database, we need to go ahead with the extend method. The reason is The extend is something which is going to iterate. So when we are going ahead with the extend, see, when you are just, this is one database and this is one database, and if you want to adding this to this, extend will add in this separate rows, correct? So each and every element will be extracted and it will be added in the end of the database. So you can able to get everything in a separate rows. It won't in the same row, correct? When you are adding a two Excel sheet, for example, Excel sheet will be very easiest for you guys. Excel sheet is everything is a row, right? So when you are appending, the 5 rows will be comes in a one row in another Excel. But if you are extending means each and every row will be iterated and it will be added in the end of the another Excel as a different rows. So that's the reason we have append and extend together. And index, which is for the testing purpose. So as of you guys needs to know the particular values available in which index position. So the for that perspective we have index, because we have a values to access with the help of index only. Then insert, yeah, it's used to insert only one index position. So you can use an anywhere. Append and extend is adding in the last, but insert you can able to insert in any of the index position, but only one value. Pop, which is used to remove based on the index positions. Remove, which is used to delete the values based on the values. So sometimes when we are handling an some complete sequence, sometimes we prefer index position, sometimes we prefer your values to remove. So Python is given both of the stuff to remove. So in case if you are not giving any argument inside the pop, by default it remove the last element. So then reverse means, so always when you are sorting out the values, it will give smaller to larger value. In case you want to get larger to smaller value means we need to apply the reverse. So for that perspective, we have the reverse. So clear means you want to add a new element in the list data type. So for that perspective, we used to go ahead with your clear. So first you will clear out the list. Then after that, you will start to append something new. Or you that is the thing we used to go ahead with your clear. So this will, you guys will be definitely going to use all those things in real time. So you need to be very clear about this concept. Okay. So the next thing is, I'm going ahead with my tuple. So DAR of tuple. Here you have only these two things, count and index. You guys needs to know how to apply. So you need to create one tuple.count and you need to give some values. So you will get how many values there. Index, the same like your list, you are just going to apply. Only we have two things. So tell me why tuple is having only two inbuilt functions. We don't have anything like Python, sorry, list data type. What's the reason of that? What is the reason of this?
No, don't know, ma'am.
Why? It's a immutable, right? We can't able to update or change the values in tuple. Correct.
Yeah, correct.
That's the reason tuple is having only these two things. We don't have anything like Python. Append and extend are actually modifying our list data type, correct? We can't able to modify our tuple data type. That's the reason we don't have too much of stuff in a tuple. So this kind of interview questions you guys will get in your interview. So they will ask why tuple is having a too much of inbuilt, sorry, list is like list, why tuple is not having these things. So you guys needs to tell tuple is a mutable and sorry, tuple is a immutable and list is a mutable. Then they will ask still why we are not able to get means you can tell because tuple value append and extend are not able to update. Sorry, List in list data type, append, extend are used to modify the list data type, but tuple is a immutable. We should not modify that. So that's the reason we don't have a too much of inbuilt functions on a tuple. So this kind of answers only you guys needs to tell. We can't able to predict what kind of interview questions they will ask, but whatever concepts we are discussing, they will definitely ask from that. So each and every line is important for you guys to clear the interview. So okay, we start with the dictionary. Dictionary is actually easiest way to handle. Kindly observe the dictionary. So the directories of dictionary, we have almost this much. Clear, copy. This two you guys are aware of from the listed data type. Now we need to go ahead with these things. So now let me create one dictionary. So I am creating a name, Python, and I am giving the version 3.7, and I am giving a year 1992. Okay, so now d dot keys, I am applying this keys. So d dot keys means it will extract only the key names. D dot values, it will extract only the values. D dot items, it will extract both key name and the key value both. So that's the reason we have d dot items. It will be going to give key name comma key value, key name comma key value, key name comma key value, like this. So keys means it's extracting only the keys, values means it's extracting only the values. So items means key name comma key value pair. Okay. So let's we go ahead with the dictionary. So dictionary is actually easiest way to handle. Kindly observe the dictionary.
Ma'am? Ma'am, I can't hear your voice.
Sorry guys, I just got disconnected. So yeah. So when we are just giving D name, we are getting Python. When we are just giving a D this N, we are getting a key error. You know why? Because Python is a case sensitive, correct? So now D dot get, which is exactly act like your this method. Okay. So now here you will get Python. So then why we need get? When we are already having this method to access the element, then why we need this get? Because when in this scenario, this method will give you the error, but get won't give you error. It will give you the null values. Okay, so in dictionary, we prefer the get method instead of this method, because in case there is no key name, we won't get an error, we will get the null value. So for that perspective, it's easier. There is no need of handling the error. So for that perspective, we will go ahead with the get. Apart from, you can go with this index position or get. Get will leads us to, if there is no key name, it will return the null value, but normal accessing method, it will give you the key error. So that's the reason we are going ahead with the get. Okay. So let's we go with this set default and update now. With the set default, what I'm just going to given here is a year, comma, 1992. Okay, 1995. So year 1995, it won't update the year. Okay, the first step what you guys need to understand is, if there is a key name, it won't disturb the key name. So now what I'm going to do here is, instead of this year, let me give a framework. And here I am just giving some list data type. We can able to add anything. Okay, it's a framework name, right? So Django. So now the framework is get added in the last. Here you guys needs to understand one thing. If there is no key name, it will add in the end. If there is a key name, it won't disturb that. So if you guys are having some doubt, the particular key name is there or the key name is not there, then we need to come up with this particular stuff. Okay. So the next thing is update. Update means you can able to update the key name. So I am giving a year. Okay, update we need to give within the parenthesis. I am giving a year. So 2019 I am just giving. So see, the D values gets update. Set default, if there is a key name already there, it won't disturb that. But update, it will update your key value. Even if it's there, it will update. Okay. If the particular key value is not available, so for example, I am giving a color. So here I am just giving yellow. See, the color is added in the last. So update and set default both. If the key name is not there, it will add in the end. If the key name is there, set default, it won't disturb that, but update will update the values. That's what your set default and update is. Guys, in case the meeting got disconnected means kindly connect again, because it's have only 40 minutes limitation. Okay. So the next thing is pop item. So pop item will exactly act like our list pop. D dot pop item. It remove the last element by default. This we are aware. In the previous version of Python, pop item was removing random element, but in this latest version, pop item will remove only the last element. Okay. So the next thing is pop. So see here, it's a very important thing. It will be a little tricky one. D dot pop, I am giving a name. Okay. Pop item means it will remove the last key name and key value both. D dot name pop means what it will be going to do for you guys is, see, it will remove only the name. Okay, so it will remove only this name. It won't remove Python. Okay, so after some second, Python, it doesn't know what is the pair of this key value. Okay, it doesn't know what is the pair of this key value. So what it will do is, it will remove both the elements and it got removed from the dictionary. Again, I am repeating. See, when you are using a pop, it remove only the key name. It won't remove the key value. But after 1 second, Python, it doesn't know. Python, this key name is a pair of which key, this key value is a pair of which key name. It doesn't find the key pair for this key name. So it is